Hello and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am called Harpy, and today we'll be working on some potential PNGtuber art. So, I feel like in this case it's a lot better if I show you what's going on. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and move on to the main camera. By the way, hello and welcome, Kana, JR, Nero. Glad to see you all here. I hope everyone is doing well. So yeah, this one's going to be a little bit interesting. So for those who don't know, my PNGtuber model is completely designed by me. So basically, because I am sticking with traditional art, what I do is I draw all the pieces on paper, like all individual pieces, and then I scan those pieces in, and then once I have all those pieces like basically cut out of the white, and make the background transparent and everything, then I import them into the PNGtuber Plus, where, I put it all together and assemble it there. So, I've been working on an idea for basically my latest rendition of my PNGtuber model, since I have newly just discovered how to import GIFs into it. And I thought, hey, if I import GIFs into the model, then it would make it a little bit more dynamic looking. But it would also be a whole lot of work, because the more GIFs I add, the more pieces I put in, the more that it's just going to be that I have to cut out and put together later. Almost starting to feel like a Lego set, It's your favorite grumpy borb. Are you the grumpy borb, Nero? And I'm doing pretty well. It is a bit warm in the garden today, though. It is about getting to be summertime, isn't it? But luckily, I have Feather King to bring me drinks, so we should be good to go. Beautiful PNGtuber, so talented. Well, you're sweet. But yeah, for my current PNGtuber, my whole gimmick was that I could change outfits, and I liked that, especially since, it felt fairly simple. I'd keep the same pose, and all I would have to do was change out the outfits, and that would be that. And it also helps that my Harpy form doesn't really have a proper mouth, so I don't even have to worry about that. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. But yes, to explain what's going on here. So I think I should start off with this side, because so basically these are all the different parts and such that I plan on having. So there's like the base layer for the eyes, the head. I was thinking of doing something with the eyes and the eye colors, because I like the idea of having like shifting hue in the eyes, but I don't know how to do that. So maybe it's not possible for me right now, but that'll be something I figure out later. And then here are the the feather ears over here, in which I'm hoping that I, vaguely, drew them correctly for the effect that I'm trying to go for. I'm hoping to sort of do like a little sort of flick type of motion. It has been a hot minute since I did anything related to animation, which is basically what GIF making is, so, it's like, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for me, but I'm going to try my best. Same thing for the tail and pieces of the hair. And for some objects, I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I want to, properly make them a GIF, or if I want to use what's already installed in PNGtuber Plus for the animation. Because it already comes with some basic animations, which is, what I have right here, say, for, my tail and the wings. Or every time, my PNGtuber bounces, you can sometimes see that the sides of my hair kind of bounce. But yeah, so this is generally me planning out what are the potential pieces that I need to make. This is going to be what I would consider the base emotion for the PNGtuber. Kind of like what this one is right now. But instead of just having only this pose, the standing pose and the talking pose, I'm going to be making quite a number of different poses. So instead of changing outfits, I'm going to be changing poses and emotions. That's my big ambitious sort of project at this point. The cutest ears. But yeah, so the important thing for this is the fact that I'm using very cheap paper and just very thin paper, because the whole thing about making my PNGtuber is that it really helps if I can stay consistent, and it's not like I have a digital copy and paste that I can use. So what I do is essentially just make it so that I can try to attempt to see through the page a bit. I think, yeah. So in this way, you can see how the light sort of goes through the page. So you can still see the drawing underneath. So this is what I'm doing in lieu of a proper light box. Because yeah, if I had a light box, then yes, this would make things a lot easier. But I do not have that, nor do I have anything big enough that would work, so I'm just basically inking it as dark as I can on the original, and then just trying to trace over it from there and hopefully go from there. So basically I have these two here as my templates, so that I know what I want basically the final product to look like. And then I'm just going to keep layering pages on top, and hopefully we can get something that looks a bit better once I cut it into pieces essentially. So for this one, I think I was just working on the legs for this one. I was having so much trouble figuring out how to position the talons. But I think I have an idea. Let's see. So I think maybe I can fold it just a little bit more. I can get away with that. So that way, okay, the next part I'm going to put up here. Well, first of all, I did draw the reference for the dress that I wanted. I'm trying to see if I can find it, because I know I had it. Oh. Found it. Okay. So on a previous stream, while I didn't get too far in posing, I did figure out the type of dress that I wanted to have, and it's this one. Jury's still out on whether or not I want to keep the tiara and the collar, but generally speaking, this is the dress that is going to be on the new model. Because I just like how flowery and cottagecore it looks. Well, keeping bits of some more striking red in there. Okay, I think I need to put this here. Okay. So I'm thinking Alright, I don't think I can do the dress layers here, but I think what I'll do is, since I have this here, I can have the little thigh layer, I guess, up here. And because I don't plan for the thighs to move a whole lot, they can just kind of be vague ovals and circles that are just going to be hidden behind that skirt layer. It's so cute, very cherry blossom summer. Yeah, that's what I really like about the design of the dress too. Keeping that sort of flowery aesthetic. So the question is, do I want almost don't want to lock in the talons, but at the same time I feel like they wouldn't really move on their own. Need to remember they're kind of looking more top down-ish. Maybe that'll help me. I think I got that. And I think next what I'll do kind of messed myself over a bit because I completely forgot that my initial idea was to like fold this over so that I can draw on the wings, like a slightly different wings, and then fold this over so that I can draw another set of wings. So I might have to skip that for now, and instead of doing that, because basically what this is gonna look like, hopefully. Let me see. This was my original concept right here. Where it's like, you can see I'm sitting down drawing. So the folded wings are just going to be sort of behind me right there. And what I want them to do is basically kind of similar with the ears, is just do like a very light flick. Trying to figure out how big I need this to be. So whoever's in chat or watching the VOD later on, let me know if you've ever tried origami. There was a period in time where I was just looking up all sorts of tutorials of how to fold things. Some I could get a handle on fairly well. Others, I was just like, yeah, no, I have no idea how to conceptualize these folds whatsoever. I think a couple ones that I really liked were like boxes and butterfly, and they're like these like sort of butterfly like edge page bookmarks. And I think there was also like a sort of tulip one. It was a pretty flower one. Trying to think if I can get away with thirds or not. I might try to go for a 5. I was gonna say panel, but that's not quite what I'm thinking. Five frames. I'm thinking of maybe trying like a 5-frame GIF. Or I can still use this one to make one more. And then I'll use that as the new baseline to make more on this page. And you have, it was a class project. We learned that, wait, that my hands are not steady enough for it. Oh, I'm sorry. And hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. How have you been? And thank you for the head pats. Usually what you would like to do is put an exclamation mark before you use the chat commands. And yes, headpat is all one word. But yeah, I hope you've been doing well. And how's the weather for you guys been, actually? I know I just mentioned earlier that it's been a little bit warm in the garden today. I've actually had a chat with Alpha during his stream earlier. If you don't know, Alpha is another artist on both Twitch and YouTube. So hope you consider checking him out as well. Starting, and I'll know how much I want to change it. Doing great, thanks. Oh, that's good. Feels like summer, but it's too early for that. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's been cold in where I am though, but it's because I woke up from the garden and went to the local river. So it's cold there. Ah. Well, I'm glad you're managing to stay cool. At least one of us is. But that's why I've got on my short little pink dress on today. It's also like my most princessy dress. Since demons where you are, be wary, don't go there. I'll take your word for it. But yes, as you probably saw in the community posts, I did in fact make a borb fish, and it turned out very interesting. I think I might make more. The borbs seem to think that they're interesting. I think they're just mostly curious and confused. But at least they seem to be getting along. Trying to purify this place right now. I'm not sure how to do that or how you would be able to do that. Again, demons are essentially a creator's kryptonite. It's like it's the one thing we can't really go against. Other creators like you can go there safely. Well, I don't think I can go anywhere safely, or even if I could, again, I'm still trying to keep watch over Sanctus. You know, that's why I'm still where I'm at in the Creator's Garden. But just because I'm not really traveling much anywhere doesn't mean others can't visit me. If you are a creator, can you make borbfish real, or would that be like an invasive species? Well, like I said, in the creator's garden, I have started making the borbfish real here. Can I make the borbfish real where you are? Not really. Like, as powerful as I am, I still have my limitations. It's more as far as I can see type of thing. And I don't think it works through technology, so sorry about that. Imagine if it was borbfish season, so that's why they appear now. I would have to look back on our archives because I don't recall if borbfish were created before now. It's been so long, and honestly, it's also been a long time since I've taken a look at what remained of the archives, so there's that. You want invasive crabs. You are creating invasive crabs! Actually, you know what? I will show them. I will show them what you did to me. Do you want to see what Kana did to me? She turned me into a snow crab. But I'm not the only one. She's been turning all of my characters into snow crabs. Good luck with that, Chris. And yes, JR kind of made that just to turn me into a snow crab. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Not only does she have a habit of turning my characters into snow crabs, she also has a habit of turning them bald for some reason. I'm just like, why? Why do you do this? Why do you do this to my characters? Giant enemy crab, yeah. Don't attack my weak point for massive damage, please. Hey, no, you make them bald. I influence you to do it, but you make them bald. Well, you brought the thought up into existence. And it's just too funny not to do it, so I do it. But you started it. But yeah, I've been really slow going at this because, again, animation isn't really quite my forte. Like, as far as the progress on the new PNGtubers going, the only thing I've done so far is scanned this page in, and I have been slowly just cutting away at the white background to turn them into, you know, more transparent images that I can use. Which is a slow process, but it's going. This alone is going to be a little bit of a hassle to clean up, but hopefully it'll be worth it. I'm hoping so. Yes, and you made it happen. You continued it. You're not wrong, but it just seems like every time I speak with you, my characters end up turned into snow crabs or they turn out bald. Whether it be by my hand or by yours. Plan now is that I'm going to basically keep drawing more wings that are just subtly just kind of like goes flick and then come back down and then stabilize back into its original position. That's the general idea of what I'm going for. Feather King. Oh, jeez. clicking. Alrighty. Is that any better? Okay, next stream I gotta put it back to low latency. It's okay. You're just about the same volume as the music. That's much better? Alright, awesome. But yeah, my headphones were running out of battery, so I gotta charge those up. I'm wondering if once I put my headphones back on, that the music will just be super duper quiet and I'll just have to change it again. Which is why I should always have those charged before streams, but sometimes I think they have more battery than they actually do. Concerned about how the feathers look, because these are going to be black wings at the end of the day. So I feel like most of the detail inside the wings is going to be kinda lost, especially like if it's for one frame. Fascinating. So if I'm too heavy-handed with the inking, it does bleed to the other one. Which again, luckily, because these are black wings, these probably won't be all that visible, but you know, if you're looking for them, you might be able to see it. I'm going for. we figure out if this is going to line up. Give those feathery ears a break from headphone squish. Yeah, it's honestly, it's not the most comfortable on the ears, but I try my best. But you know, I'm no technician, which is why I just sometimes have to deal when it comes to technology. It's almost like a flip book. Exactly. I mean, that's basically what animation is. It's like the flip book, but, you know, it just moves on its own instead of having to flip the book to make it animate. But yeah, that's essentially what you have to do when you're doing it traditionally. Is like you basically have to treat it like a flip book. That hopefully, when it does come together in motion, it'll actually look like it's supposed to. But we'll see. You guys probably won't be seeing the final results of the of this new PNGtuber for a long time, because again, so many pieces, just so many. So I think what I need to do is I'm going to sketch out what it looks like here and then go back to this one, since this is basically also going to be the last frame of the animation. Like that's how I'm trying to work it for these GIFs, is that it needs to be able to loop back fairly seamlessly. And see. decent. I think I'm going to do is that once I'm done like inking these last pair of wings, I'm going to take a break. And of course, during break, the fishing minigame will still be up. You'll still be able to summon Borbs. And yeah. But so far, I think I'm pretty happy with how these wings are turning out. Because the wings are in the back, there are going to be some parts back here that you're not really going to be see in the full PNGtuber, so hopefully this works out well. Basically 5 wing drawings done. And then when we come back, we'll probably do a couple more pieces and then try to color everything and see how far we get. Oh, and thank you for the stretch and the hydrate, Kana. Yep, since we are going on break, I hope you guys will also grab some drinks, grab some snacks, and also stretch if you've been sitting down for a while. Because, yep, need to stretch my wings. Okay. But yeah. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, we're gonna be going on break now, and we'll be back in a bit. Alright, and I am back. So as I mentioned before, we're gonna get started on coloring the wings, as well as the pieces of the legs that I got started on way at the beginning. And we'll see how we feel from there. Forget if I have more ink for this. variations might work well. Hopefully, maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah. I was gonna see if I had. Let's see. This color gray is for what? It's for 2-7. It's 2-0. It's definitely not the one I want. That one. Okay. So I do not have refills for that particular one. That's okay. I have not erased all the sketch lines from this yet. You roll the Sanctus character, and you got Scotty Hijack, the angelic savior. Okay. So, Scotty. So first of all, for those who don't know who Scotty Hijack is, this is Scotty. Adorable, aren't they? So basically, they are the overarching protagonist of the Snapdragon Club series. Their story so far has been in the background and has really only been touched upon in the Sanctus pilot, which I put on Ko-fi and Patreon. So if you go support me on Ko-fi, you'll be able to see the Sanctus pilot. But other than that, she does appear in the grand opening comic, which is available on the channel as well as on Tumblr. So cute, yeah. So the general thing about Scotty is that they're kind of on a journey to figure out what has tainted them with darkness, and also, you know, going around Sanctus saving people in the process. And the one helping her in this endeavor is the Fae known as Dreamwalker. And the general idea of his powers is that he's able to, like, give good dreams to people. But his dream shards have specifically a little bit more power than just giving good dreams. But that's only if certain requirements are met. In the case of Scotty, they sort of made a deal. And so he would help her, but she would also need to help others in return. So actually you can see on her outfit, she has a little dream shard on her scarf right there. And that's because this is not what she normally looks like. So she had to get a new form in order to become the hero of Sanctus that Dreamwalker needed her to be. But other than that, Scotty's design in general is supposed to be, like, fairly basic. Like, she doesn't even talk, for one. She doesn't have a voice, so they just kind of mime. Eventually, they end up, like, learning a form of sign language, so there's that. Doesn't make it always the easiest to communicate, but they're trying. And at the very least, Scotty seems to be able to communicate with Dreamwalker just fine. Starting to think maybe it's doing that because it's getting low on ink. Which is fair enough. At least I have plenty of refill on me. it? No, that's 22. Might have put it somewhere else. Hello, Kinger. Welcome, welcome. Just wanted to pop by quickly. I hope you all are doing great. Yeah, we're doing great. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope you're doing well too. Also, I take it that since you've been changing your name a couple of times, right? But I take it Kinger's your favorite from the Amazing Digital Circus. Here's the gold Bay 50. That's what I wanted. I change a lot, yeah. Like, I know at the very least, I think you were Boxy at some point. I think that's the first name that I knew you by. I feel like you changed your name a couple of times since then, and I don't recall all of them. It does make it hard a little bit to recognize you whenever you stop by, but I still appreciate you stopping by nonetheless. think switching between 2 shades of dark gray wouldn't take as much time, but I don't know. I guess I just work that slowly sometimes. This is the last pair of wings, so maybe I spoke too soon. Actually, I just thought of a good question for you guys, whether you're in chat or watching the VOD later. If you could recommend me a song to listen to that you think is really good, what would you recommend me to listen to? Because I've listened to a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm also very behind when it comes to musical trends. Like, I've listened to stuff from like Bloodywood and Baby Metal, but I've also listened to like stuff from like, what was it, Bruno Mars. I'm also very terrible with trying to remember like artist names because what usually happens is I'm not listening to like a whole album where I know who it's by. I'm listening to just a whole bunch of different random songs and nothing to quite connect it to. It doesn't matter if the song is like old or new, or if it's like by an indie artist. In fact, one musical artist that I know is Alice Knows Karate. I don't know if you've seen their channel, but it's worth checking out. I like their stuff. You mostly listen to video game music? Okay, now then which video game OST do you like best, if you had to pick one? Makes me think about OTPs. I wonder which ones you could be referring to. All the wings essentially done with. Feels kind of hard to recommend since I don't know your taste. Given you always play calm music in these streams, I'd say the song Serenade by Espe. It is jazzy and heavenly. Ooh. I've never heard of this artist before, so I will go ahead and check that out. And honestly, my tastes are just so variable. Like, really, it all depends on the mood. Like, yes, I have calming music during these streams, but that's because these are art streams and it's supposed to be chill vibes. Like, sometimes I listen to this, but I don't often listen to this type of music off stream, per se. But I'm open to just about anything. There have been a lot of times where just a random artist or random song would just surprise me by how good it is. I mean, that's how I found Bloodywood, so there's that. So what I think I'm going to do, since I don't feel it's completely fair to just leave it at a bunch of pieces for this stream. So what I'm gonna ask is that we roll up 3 characters on the Sanctus character chat command. You know, a lot of great albums, popular or underground. Well, whatever you feel like. Whatever artist or song that you would want just more people to know about in general. But yeah, in terms of the final art for the stream, I think what I'm gonna have you guys do is we're going to roll the Sanctus Cara 3 times. Ooh. So we got 1. Falcon's gonna be 1 choice. But yeah, what we want is we're gonna have 3 choices and then we're going to have a little bit of a vote to see which character we draw as the last character of the stream. So I'll let you guys roll it 2 more times and then I'll start the poll. Magic 8-ball says Falcon 2 more times. We'll see. You have to actually roll it. Come on now, no cheating. I know someone who's gonna vote for Dolly. Video game music. Lately I found out about Mario Artist Paint Studio. SeaWorld Type 2. Those for sure one songs I've heard from a video game ever. That's just Falcon dressed differently with a different personality and name and body. Okay, we need one more choice. One more choice. To finish the sentence, but you know what I meant. It was good. Yeah. I get you. I get you. She's only appeared in the background of she's only appeared in the background of the grand opening comic. But I'd be willing to draw her. Alright. The poll is up. Make your votes. Oh, who immediately voted for Lauren? Who? Okay, well, thank you for the stretch and hi, Jay Kana. Stretching my wings. Who do you think? Listen. Okay, this is not going as I planned. We are at a tie between Falcon and Lauren right now. Do I just need to redo the poll and have it between Falcon and Lauren? Is that what we're gonna do? Thank you for the head pat. Okay. I'm gonna redo the poll. We gotta come to a consensus here, guys. Okay. I realize this is not going to work. Okay. I guess I'm flipping a coin. You know what? We do have a coin. Look. We got a Sanctus doubloon right here. Heads and tails. Well, look at that! Hush, hush you, hush. As for music I generally listen to, I really love progressive rock music the most. King Crimson is really good. And Pink Floyd, oh. Never heard of King Crimson, I don't think. Pink Floyd I've heard of. But alright, how about this? Heads it's Falcon, tails is Lauren. How about that? Alright, 1, 2, 3. Heads. Alright, we're doing Falcon. Cackling. Yeah, you cackle over there. We have fun here. Alright, let me just double check and make sure there's not 2 pages behind this, okay? Or actually, you know what? Because Falcon it is just pure black, I can probably just use the messed up page anyways. Because when I was doing Scotty's image, I accidentally had a page in the back, so this is why we have protective sheets in the back, because otherwise you get this. Which, you know, in some places it's a neat effect, but otherwise, you know, would prefer not to have that happen, please and thank you. But I can't come eat your snacks. There's broken bits on the stream. Yeah, so I've noticed that, and apparently it's like it goes to broken for a bit and then it goes away. So I don't know how to fix that quite yet. I'm thinking of replacing the default image, and maybe that'll fix it, but I don't know. He ate them. He appeared and they vanished. But yeah, for those who don't know, let me just grab Falcon. As you can see, he is very simple shadow bird. But he is so fun to draw. just a little silhouette. He's a little guy. But he's also very important in The Hunter's Tale. So if you want to see the story that he's a part of, I hope you'll check out The Hunter's Tale, either the comic dub or the comic itself on Tumblr. I have links in my channel links. Just summon him because I think he just ate them. He vanished the same moment he showed up. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw Falcon the way he's not usually depicted, which is with his long legs. It's almost kind of like a Darkrai type of thing. Where it's like sometimes he has legs, sometimes he doesn't. It's actually been a hot minute since I drew Falcon. I haven't drawn him since I drew like the chibi version of him for the 200 subscriber doodle that I did. Which, by the way, for all of you who subscribed, thank you so much. It really means a lot. Which means I'm now 2/5 of the way, in terms of subscribers at least, to getting monetized, hopefully. Like, I still need, like, channel watch time, which is, like, something that's really requires a lot of hours under that within, like, a 365-day period. But I figured that would come with, you know, enough people, you know? This could actually look really interesting. think we'll give this a nice background too. Just need to find which colors I want. Songs of the games I mentioned, the third one and the third one I listen to more often than anything else. This Is Who You Are from Warframe is the most calming of them. Try to keep as many of the bright splotches of color that I can. countless individual tracks from pretty much all the games you play. That is impressive. I don't think I could do that. Like, I can maybe name a chunk, maybe, if I really enjoyed the game or played it a lot, but otherwise, no, it's not happening. Like, I know there was once upon a time where I knew a huge chunk of songs from the Dance Dance Revolution games. With that, I think I can call this one basically done. I'm gonna try a little bit of metallic marker, see how it goes though. He's so cute. Yeah. Lullaby of the Manifold from Warframe and Heart of Lahairoi from Wuthering Waves stand out especially as good examples. Ooh. But yeah, I think with this piece done, I will be calling the stream. So thank you all very much for joining me. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys. Again, it's probably going to be a hot minute before the PNGtuber is ready to go, but until then, we have plenty of other art pieces that we can do in the meantime. And on Friday, we will once again be returning to the Actress's Tale, as usual. We are making steady progress on that, so you can look forward to more, I guess, somewhat darker images than what I usually do. Not physically darker, but more like generally more mature. Like, there's not gonna be, like, super violence in the next few pages just yet. But there's gonna be. But yeah. Thank you all for joining me. And as usual, if you enjoy my art, or you're looking forward to seeing more stories in the Snapdragon Club series, then I hope you'll consider leaving a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and checking out the comic dubs. Because I really would like to hear what you guys think of the stories. And if you're feeling super duper generous, we do have a Ko-fi link right up there, in which you could buy me a boba. You can become a visitor of Sanctus and get a board attributed to your name that shows up in the beginning of every stream. Or you can head over to the Ko-fi shop and get any of these lovely character stickers. Especially the characters that have been shown off today, like Scotty or Falcon. And of course, here's Dolly, who won the favorite Sanctus character tournament. Or you could get a Princess Borb, or any of my Harpy form stickers. So yeah, with that being said, I hope to see you guys all on Friday. Blue and purple's so nice. Yeah. Thank you. You had fun, I'm glad. Getting edgy, yep. That's precisely what the Actress Tale is for. It's for getting edgy. Buy all of them, cover your car in them. Alright. You guys have a good day, and I hope to see you on Friday. Bye!